Welcome, Arwan, Giovanni. Nice to have you both join me today. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Hey Raj, thanks so much for the invite. It's a pleasure.
Awesome.
Hello, Raj. Nice to meet you.
Awesome. Well, welcome to the audience. I'm Raj Bhargava. I'm co-founder and CEO of JumpCloud, and we are excited to share how organizations are dealing with digital transformation, how they're dealing with identity transformation, how they're dealing with security issues. We say this a lot at JumpCloud. We think one of the most important things that an IT organization does is connect their people to the technology that they need to make sure that they can be productive and ultimately get their jobs done. And obviously, we think that that's incredibly challenging, hard. It's something that, especially with security issues these days, it's not easy. And so what we're looking for, this whole sort of series of interviews is all about, how can we learn from folks like you, Arwan, Giovanni, on, what you're doing, the best practices that you have, the advice that you have for others out there. So thanks for being here with us. We appreciate it. Let's start out with maybe, Arwan, if you could just, if you and Giovanni can just give us a little introduction, background on the both of you, and also a little bit about Endeavor, which is an amazing, amazing organization. And I know part of this, Giovanni's going to do this in Portuguese. So I'm super excited for our folks, customers out there in Portuguese and prospects to hear about that. So great. I'll turn it over to you, Arwan.
Great, thanks Raj. Thanks again for the invite, being here. So I have a background of more in terms of business. I've gone through production engineering, which is kind of manufacturing, management engineering. So that's my background in terms of university. After university, I joined Endeavor. I've been with Endeavor for 6 years. And Endeavor, we are the leading global community of, by, and for high impact entrepreneurs. So our mission is to develop entrepreneurial ecosystems around the world. We're present in over 40 markets globally, and we have this mission of helping scale-up companies grow and thrive in these markets where there's not a lot of support and there's not a lot of community yet built. So we try to make sure that we're nurturing this community by joining peers, having entrepreneurs speak to other entrepreneurs, having mentors who've been there, who have shortcuts in terms of how to tackle different growth challenges, help each other. So that's our mission here. Today, I am head of innovation at Endeavor Brazil. We have 105 people in the team. So we're one of the affiliate offices of Endeavor globally. Endeavor Global in general, there are 500 people worldwide, and our Brazil office here already has 105. So we're a big chunk of it, and we're proud of it.
Awesome. Giovanni?
Bom, obrigado, Raj, por esse convite. É muito importante para a gente aqui estar em contato com vocês da JumpCloud. Me chamo Giovanni, estou na Endeavor há mais ou menos 1 ano e 3 meses. Sou do time de operações de TI aqui e eu sou formado em tecnologia da informação com MBA em gestão ágil de projetos, e a gente está aí construindo essa área aí da Endeavor, fazendo crescer cada vez mais, time de inovação aí.
Love Arwan. Translate a little bit there for us.
Yeah, so Giovanni he's graduated in IT and has an MBA in Agile Project Management. He's been at Endeavor for 1 year and 3 months. He's one of our team members here responsible for IT operations. So he's the head of JumpCloud here at Endeavor and making sure that everything is working in the best way possible for our employees.
Awesome. And Endeavor is an unbelievable organization. We are an Endeavor company at JumpCloud, and I'm an Endeavor entrepreneur. So, it's been a phenomenal experience for me and for JumpCloud to be a part of the Endeavor community, which is almost 2,000 entrepreneurs worldwide, and amazing companies, amazing people, amazing entrepreneurs. So, for the entrepreneurs out there thinking about, their company and joining Endeavor, we would strongly recommend it. It's an amazing organization. So with that, let's talk a little bit about how IT impacts Endeavor and how you help, basically the mission that Endeavor has to support all these scale up organizations all around the world. And I'm sure that you're also tapped by many of the Endeavor entrepreneurs to talk about your experiences with IT and growing and scaling infrastructure. So talk to us a little bit about, the role and the impact that your technology organization is having on Endeavor.
Perfect. And thank you for the kind words on Endeavor. So we're part of an innovation team. One of the cells within this innovation team is IT operations, but we're talking about innovation as a whole here. We have a service design team, we have a data team, we have an engineering team, we have a product management team, and an IT operations team. And this multidisciplinary team is responsible for developing the best solutions to attack certain opportunities that arise at Endeavor. And our focus in the last 2 years in terms of the transformation for Endeavor to innovate, systematically, to have this capability of innovating its services to entrepreneurs all around the world, but also looking not only at this journey of experience that the entrepreneurs have with us as customers, as stakeholders, but also how the team, when delivering this experience, this service, is as efficient as possible, right? As a service organization, it's typical that we have a low efficiency because there's a lot of communication, there's a lot of processes, there's a lot of people coming in and out. So we have one of our missions here as an innovation team is to make sure that we raise the bar in terms of efficiency so that the entire services team can be very productive and can, take the best insights and do the best of their jobs when they're searching and selecting the entrepreneurs in the ecosystem, which is it's a massive job. We analyze 8,000 leads per year in terms of scale-ups. So there's a lot of data involved, there's a lot of processes involved, and people have to be, at the top notch of their game. And we also match make, so we make sure that we're orchestrating connections between the network, between mentors, investors, entrepreneurs. So there's a lot of the data play and the digital, how automation and how leveraging data works together. Beneath all that and kind of throughout all that, there is a need for maintaining a high bar in terms of information security, Chinese wall, the correct policies, so that the data and the information that we have on the entrepreneurs and on their companies is safeguarded and protected, and that people are aware, because we know that it's not just about the right mechanisms in terms of technology, but also in terms of behaviors, in terms of the culture, and in terms of the internal processes. So that multitude, in the end, for us, innovation is directly connected to Endeavor strategy. So for us, innovation must always go back to the impact that we're causing in the ecosystem. So we know that selection, helping scale the companies, helping entrepreneurs and mentors give back to Endeavor and multiplying that impact back to the ecosystem. This is our flywheel. Innovation is always, when we start a roadmap in the beginning of the semester and the beginning of the year, we're thinking, okay, how can we make these operations and these teams flow more efficiently? So that's our number one goal here and drive.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I guess I would think about if you could make the right introductions between people, that could have like a massive impact, right? The right two people coming together to form a business connection and relationship, that could flourish to the multiplier effect, which is sort of the core mantra inside of Endeavor. It could be incredible. And obviously, if you can select the very best entrepreneurs as early as possible and support them, the outcomes of that would be greater, right? Because they would have more support over a longer period of time, and hopefully the companies would be bigger, more impactful. So it sounds like technology is at absolutely fundamental and at the core of how Endeavor works.
Yeah, you did a great job summarizing it. We believe in tech-enabled services here. We feel that technology can leverage, like I said, efficiency. So maybe it's freeing up 10,000 hours of operations that are spent somewhere that could be better, well spent, either thinking about these connections, developing new ways to help entrepreneurs. So that's our drive here. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, let's turn our attention to when you started to look at JumpCloud, tell us what you were looking for. How did you find JumpCloud? What was the vision? What impact did you think it would have on your organization?
Great. I guess one of the first things that we realized that we needed to have at Endeavor is control, right? In terms of, especially when we're thinking about information security, and also in terms of being more productive, because we had a lean team at IT, and there were a few things that we attacked kind of sequentially. So we did a lot of like pen tests and assessments in terms of, the different policies that we needed to put in place to make sure that entrepreneurs and our, the data that we have here were safe, that, people could also be as productive as possible when they joined an onboarded Endeavor. And we did that through a series of using policies around password management, onboarding in terms of the education that we provided for the team, how to use the right tools, making sure that we had multi-factor authentication for our main systems, the CRM tools and financial systems and stuff like that. And just making sure that people could get to work as fast as possible, like not actually having to spend a lot of time, getting to São Paulo to our headquarters to receive the notebook, installing everything, and spending a lot of time back and forth, and maybe not having access for a week or so. So we had some of these challenges in the past. Like people would join Endeavor on a Monday and they would only get their notebook with everything that they needed after a week, or sometimes they would use their notebook for their private life, and when they offboarded on Endeavor, there would be a lot of these different applications that could be unsafe and things on their private life, on their personal life, that were there also in their computers and stuff like that. So there were a lot of things that we were like, okay, this is kind of out of control. We don't even know the amount of machines that we have. Is somebody offboarded? Did they return? Are they respecting the policies that we applied? So in the beginning, it was about just following a specific roadmap after we did all these assessments in order to increase the information security and the speed at which and the quality of the onboarding, right? When a person joins a company, the first experience that they have with that company, with the culture, with the brand and the work, it has to be as smooth as possible. And I guess that's when we joined forces with JumpCloud. I think it was a couple of years or 2 or 3 years ago, we found JumpCloud. I think at the time, JumpCloud was not an Endeavor company yet. Do you remember what was your?
I think 2021. I think I was class of, I think August 21, something like that. So maybe in that range.
Okay, so interesting. We found JumpCloud not because of Endeavor here at Endeavor Brazil, right? I mean, you were selected through Endeavor Colorado in the US, and that's because JumpCloud already had a great fame in terms of being the most integrated and having the most functionalities. So we did a couple of benchmarkings, and we found JumpCloud, and we're like, okay, this is the simplest possible solution that we have for right now. Let's get this up and running. And then when you joined Endeavor, I only figured out that you were in the network. It was 3 or 4 months ago. I was researching for JumpCloud, and I said, oh, they're an Endeavor company. That's great. We have another.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, not only a customer but also a partner.
Yeah, that's awesome. Giovanni, your thoughts on how's JumpCloud gone for you, and tell us a little bit about your experience.
Boa. Como o Arão falou, encontraram o JumpCloud há uns 2, 3 anos atrás, uns 2 anos, né? E eu tô na Endeavor há apenas 1 ano, então eu vim a conhecer o JumpCloud aqui mesmo na Endeavor. E foi fantástico conhecer como que ele consegue integrar e aumentar a produtividade do time de TI. Eu nunca tinha tido contato com outras ferramentas, mas não que eram tão completas e conseguia atender tanto as necessidades do time de operação e também ajudar tanto na parte de segurança da informação, como o JumpCloud consegue atender a gente aí.
Do you want me to translate that as
Yeah,
well?
let's do it, Arwan. Yeah.
Sure. Improving training my translation capability here. So basically, Giovanni repeated a lot of things that I said in his own words. He joined Endeavor, like I said, a year and 3 months ago. So when he joined, JumpCloud was already here. He's worked with other tools in the past, but he said that none were as many functionalities and seamlessly integrated as JumpCloud. So for him, it was a good surprise, joining an IT operations cell here and already having an implemented software like JumpCloud working for us. And basically he mentioned information security, the efficiency on the IT team, because otherwise they would probably have to we probably would need another person in the team in order to do things if JumpCloud wasn't with us. So I guess it generates a lot of efficiency, and it's the kind of work that we see that it can be automated through solutions like JumpCloud. So we're like, okay, this isn't it doesn't have to be somebody's job. We can be an ally with technology, with great technology, and just make it easier for everyone.
Awesome. Okay, last question for me. So thank you, obviously, for doing this with us. And maybe we'll ask Giovanni to go first, and then you can translate, and then I'll let you go, Arwan. Where do you think the industry is going in IT operations? Not a few years from now, maybe 10 years from now, 15 years from now. It's always hard to think that far ahead, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to say, what do you think is going to happen 10, 15 years from now in the IT operations, IT management world? So, Giovanni, you want to go first?
I will try. Eu acredito que as pessoas estão se dando cada vez mais conta de como a tecnologia é um meio para nós, os seres humanos, conseguirmos alcançar os objetivos do negócio das empresas e não a tecnologia como objetivo. Acredito que o JumpCloud ele faz muito isso, do que é liberar os seres humanos para fazer aquilo que eles são bons, pensarem e diminuir as tarefas repetitivas, trabalhos ineficientes. Eu acredito que cada vez o mundo de TI, de operação de TI, vai caminhar para esse lado, que é a tecnologia fazendo cada vez mais os trabalhos repetitivos, automações, e liberando espaços para os seres humanos fazerem atividades que agregam mais valores para o negócio, mais valores para a empresa. Eu acredito que é para esse caminho que o mundo de TI aí vai caminhando. Aruan, não sei se você vai complementar com algo.
Yeah, just to start summarizing, translating what Giovanni said, I guess we're more and more focused on using technology as a means to achieve business outcomes, right? And not technology as an end of itself. And the way that the market is evolving with new technologies coming up is separating the jobs and the work that a human being can actually do in order to bring their best, and problem solving and creativity and constant learning that's involved in that, whereas technology can come in to liberate this creative power and this unique thing that human beings bring to the day-to-day work, and just liberate efficiency and some of the boring work, right? The quality of the work that we have in the day-to-day. I mean, we see that our employees here, our staff, when they have to deal with things that are too repetitive or too boring, their work loses the challenges, it loses the benefit of using their creativity, using their best. So
yeah, they lose interest, right?
Also a characteristic of retention and keeping people motivated and challenged in the workplace.
Yeah, cool. Thank you, Giovanni. Arwan, how about you? What do you think over the next 10, 15 years?
Yeah, I guess there was a sentence, I was thinking about it and now it blanked, but I guess here one of the things that we think it's possible is just using technology to scale impact, right? And we think that technology makes sense when you can bring that scale where other forms of work can't, right? So sometimes we are going to choose technology if we can see that, for that particular outcome that we're seeking, or for that particular process, we can, multiply by 3, 4, 5 times in terms of ROI, right? In terms of like, okay, the impact versus the investment. And sometimes it's a mix of people and technology. Sometimes technology can come and substitute completely. So I guess we're not going to do it for everything. We're going to do it where it makes sense, where technology can scale that impact. And for us, and right now we're undergoing a tactical and strategic plan here for the innovation team. And that's one thing that we have to keep in mind. Like, can we actually make a difference? The way that is done today, the efforts that are put into today, and the return that we have today, if we use technology, how can we make that 3, 4, 5 times better? And we're talking about impact here. So how can we support more entrepreneurs? How can we deliver better service? How can we increase the give back in terms of donated hours, in terms of investment in other startups? So this alignment of technology, and this is also a mind shift in terms of how technical people work and how business people work. So we see that coming into place together with new technologies that are low code and no code as well. So yeah, I think there's a blending in here, especially for internal tools. We see that there are a lot of solutions coming up that make it a lot easier to develop internal solutions, or to adapt easy solutions to implement like yours. And we can keep leaner teams, and we can get business people and technical teams speaking the same language and understanding each other, not like with the silos that we have that generate a lot of inefficiencies internally as well. So I guess that's gonna come together much better in the future as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's going to come together a lot more. I think one of the things that both you and Giovanni said, which I think is really important, is that technology will hopefully unlock our creativity and our ability to do really critical work and important work, and not the repetitive things. I mean, I think that's some of the stuff that's so fascinating that is out there now. There's so many great products out there that take care of all the sort of manual work, or the work that we used to do before that doesn't need to be done. And I think it's just going to keep getting better and better. And, hopefully that keeps pushing us to come up with more impactful and be more creative, and not have to worry about those things that are somewhat repetitive or not high impact. So great. Well, thank you so much, Arwan. Thank you, Giovanni, for being here. Really appreciate it. And it was wonderful to talk to you both.
Thank you, Raj. Thanks for the invite again, and have a great 2023 for you and the JumpCloud team.
Thank you.